righteous giveth and spareth not. Right? Israel giveth and spareth not. Even when the Haitians defeated these damn devils, they ain't tell you, okay, we're gonna put these devils in slavery now. They ain't do that. Israel giveth and spareth not. Israel treat y'all like brothers. But then these nations want to treat us like shit.
That's right. Yep. Brothers going into like the race riots. Now this is with Judah. Genesis 49:8. It says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Now the Lord said that Judah, the tribe of Judah, that their hands going to be at the neck of our enemies. That's going through these race wars. Meaning it's going to be a physical thing. Beginning with Judah. Because who suffered the most through slavery? The tribe of Judah. So the Most High said, Salakia, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. And it also goes into how when the Most High disputed this word, it started off with the tribe of Judah. Beginning with the elder Abu Bivens, elder Masha, Ariyah, Yaakov, they was all from the tribe of Judah. So it says, thy hand should be in the neck of thy enemies, thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Because the Most High set up Judah as being the head tribe. But all the other tribes, they despise Judah. They look down on upon the tribe of Judah. These niggas are lazy. Niggas don't like to work. You gotta, at the job site, you gotta watch niggas because they like to hide in the bathroom. So on, so on. This comes from the other tribes. So the Most High says, thy father's children shall bow down upon thee. Yeah, thy father's children shall bow down, meaning the Most High is going to set up the tribe of Judah back in his reign. Verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He has stooped down. He couches as a lion.
Judah's a lion's whelp. A lion's whelp is a young lion. A young lion is what? Vigorous, man. It has a lot of energy. A lot of youth into it. A young lion is quick to jump upon the prey. But it said from the prey thou art going up?
Yeah, it says, from the prey, my son, thou art going up.
Yeah, from the prey thou art going up, meaning you saw the prey and then you didn't pounce upon it. Go ahead. He let the prey pass by. Go ahead.
He stooped down. He get into position.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He stooped down.
He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion,
he couched down like an old lion. An old lion just crouches down. He sees the prey, but he lets the prey go by because he's going up from the prey. He sees it. An old lion, his claws not as sharp as they were. They're dull now. The old lion don't got the strength that he used to have in his youth. And some of his teeth are missing. It's old. It has battle scars and wounds. So it sees the prey and the prey go right past it. Go ahead.
And it says,
that's how Israel is. Israel one time was a lion's whelp back in the 60s. Like when you go into the Black Panthers, you go into Malcolm X and them. Like Malcolm X had this one interview, he was like, if a police officer stick a dog on you, you kill that four-legged dog and a two-legged dog. The four-legged dog meaning the animal, and the two-legged dog being the police officer. But that was back, that's real shit. But that was back when Israel was like young lions. Now, Israel is like...
Yeah, on TV too.
Yeah, that was on TV too. He said that to the so-called white man.
Yeah, nowadays.
But now it's just like, no, we gotta love everybody. Love! That's Israel mentality.
That's a First Amendment crime right there, if you say so.
I mean, now Israel has a love mentality. Israel's like, no, why? Why we gotta hate? Why can't we love?
For example, because I'm into sports, I look at a lot of sports shit, and in the NFL and basketball, there's a lot of racist rhetoric, man. There's even the how should I say? All the tension in America is going into sports. Now a lot of sports talk about sports, but let's talk about is talking about civil rights and racial equality and intermingle with sports, where coaches and owners and now actual sports league have to address certain issues, man. And now it's becoming the NFL is really under the fire now. And a lot of these sports athletes are making comments. Some watch what they say or try to curb what they say. Some are just saying what they want to say outwardly, like Colin Kaepernick, you know. But terminate speech. But one of them was not, like, to back up what this brother going to, like, love everybody, is fucking Ray Lewis, stupid ass, man. That fucking master cool, man. That motherfucker, man. You know, I don't watch a lot of the dialogue, but basically, he doesn't want anything to say about, basically he's in a I love everybody's spirit. You know? And he's trying to down Colin Kaepernick for what he's doing. But what he's doing, there's nothing wrong with, technically what Colin Kaepernick's doing, according to the Constitution, according to the, your phony laws of America, he's allowed to take one knee and protest. But it's a big uproar about it. And they're taking away the subject, which he only stood down for, to protest against police brutality against so-called blacks, man. But everybody wants to focus on the flag. Yeah, changing the narrative what he really stood for. And it's not even about that. So we're still not talking about the actual issue. We're talking about a fucking flag that technically, which they're not going to talk about on TV, which was originated, was it the West Indian Company? Or something like that? The Dutch West Indian Company, that flag. So it's not even originally, it's not even originally American, the flag.
Right, real quick, and then the Star Spangled Banner,
dummies.
The Star Spangled Banner had racial undertones on it, man. It was talking about it downplayed you so-called Negroes, man. So to get all up in arms about something that's not even for you, that's why people don't have no any knowledge on it, man. You know. So that racial tension is seeping into sports. Even LeBron James got roots and all that. Yeah. From people because he dissed Trump, man. He said something or he posed Trump. So all this racial thing, man, it all goes back to the Bible. That's man. Right. It all goes back to this. Why? Because the Most High is stirring up that racial tension in America.
Yeah, and you can't. How you gonna deny it? How you gonna deny it? It's so vital right now, so out there that it trickles into sports. Something that's supposed to make you at ease and entertain you. Now the things that are supposed to entertain you, distract you. Now there's some serious matters at hand now, man. You know?
It was either the Dutch or East West East Indian Company. It was one of the two. But
I want to back up what you had earlier. You talked about Judah.
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
Yeah, because you talked about Judah. Making enemies of the praise, and they don't want to get all the help. But just to back up what Judah is, it says Isaiah chapter 48 verse 1. Because you said Judah's the chopped tribe. It says, "Hear this, O house of Jacob, which are called by the name of Israel, and are come forth out of the waters of Judah." Which is what? It says, hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which is the nation of Israel, right? And it says, you shall call by the name Israel, says it, and are come forth out of the waters of Judah.
Yeah, because basically all the tribes came out of Judah, you know?
Which the waters of Judah represents ultimately the Most High and the Lord and all the angels. They're all spiritually Judites. You know?
You will call, let's say this. We know Yahweh Shai is a Judite. People say, oh, well, that means Most High gotta be, really, Most High is not of a tribe.
Yeah,
you get direct.
That's right.
Because you can't really take the Most High and say, oh, he's a tribe. Because Judah means Yahweh. It means the water Yahweh. Who the Most High comes with? He's the Most High. Most High has no beginning, he has no end. So he can't be of a tribe, he's a beyond that. You know? But in regards to men on earth, if Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was a tribe, they would have had to have been of Judah. You know?
It's like they come, basically it's in the spirit of Judah, basically
Exactly.
speak. Like the brother said, exactly right. You can't put categories of Most High in the tribe, but as what the nation of Israel is, Judah is the top tribe, represents the spirit, ultimately, of Yahweh Shai and all the angels.
So his name is in the tribe.
When you think of slavery, what do you think of? You think about the captivity with Judah. even though all the other tribes, they suffer under the hand of the so-called white man, but Judah suffered the most. So like even Ephraimites, other tribes, Ephraim, they speak of the atrocity of what happened to the so-called Negroes, which is the tribe of Judah. So, you know, Judah, like we think of racism, it starts back with the tribe of Judah. So the Most High said that, you know, that the father children shall bow down to Judah, as all the other tribes. Even other tribes, they got a respect for Judah for what they went through.
Just to use an analogy, which is how I understand it. Basically, the top tribe, Judah, right, is basically like resemble like to an older brother, which I'll testify. I have a brother, and I'm an older brother. Obviously, brothers know he's my biological brother, right? We're all brothers up here, but he's my biological brother, and I'm the older brother. And if I got in trouble, when we got in trouble, I was the one getting most of the blame, man, because I'm the older brother. I should know better, you know. So basically, that's what Judah is. Judah is the older brother spiritually. He's not the first one, but he's like the #1 tribe. So he's like, you know, got that top spirit. So who's gonna get in trouble with number one? Tribe of Judah. That's why they go through the most hell, man. That's why they go through so much hell that even out of the house of Judah, right? The house of you got the total tribes? Yeah. Right, yeah, good. The house of Judah is this right here. Right? You got the house of Judah, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, because they all look basically the same, right? But then in the house of Ephraim is the house of Ephraim and down, okay? But the house of Judah, even the tribe of Levi, tribe of Benjamin, when I was growing up, even my own father told me about the house of Judah. Like, oh man, be careful with them. They, you know, they wild and then, you know, they crazy and things like that. Even the other tribes will look at the house of Judah like, damn, just be careful with those guys, you know. And that even amongst our own the house of Judah, Benjamin and Levi looks at Judah like, damn, they really, but be careful with them, man. They really messed up people.
Mind you, they out there on them
but we're the same.
With heads off and machetes and shit.
Yeah.
About a nigga in New York, you know what I'm saying, standing on a milk crate from a corner store.
Come.
Now, we can't actually measure what tribe caught the most out of that out, but the perspective on it will look as though Judah had to have caught the most out. But you know, you can do that with any tribe. You think about it, like Gad. What the hell are the Gadites at? You know what I'm saying? What the hell are they? They got scalped with their balls cut off, their land stolen, their reservations, they drunk. All the tribes caught hell, man. You know?
This is back Genesis 49 and 10. It says the scepter shall not depart from Judah. I'll be back up. Back to 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone out.
So we broke that down. A whelp was a young lion. A young lion is a lion that's filled with energy, it's fearless. Back at one time, back in the 60s, Jake was like that. During the time you had the Black Panthers, we had Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali. He was speaking to a person that's so-called white man too. That was back at that time.
It's a process.
He stooped down. He counted as a...
That was back in the time when Jake was wearing their afros.
Yeah, proud.
They was proud of their features.
It's a process.
You know? Stokely Carmichael.
He stooped down. He counted as a lion. And as an old lion,
now Judah is crouched down like an old lion. An old lion is a lion that's not as ferocious as he was in the zoo. He sees the prey and he goes up from the prey. He doesn't hunt the prey. He lets the prey go right past, and that's what Jake do. Esau does something that Jake don't like. Jake just turned a blind eye to it. An example of that is, remember Donald Sterling? Remember Donald Sterling made that statement about blacks and Mexicans? Right? And what did the LA Cotton Pickers, the LA Clippers do? What did they do? They came outside with their warm-up jerseys inside out. Yo, look, man, I got my warm-up jersey inside out. I'm walking around making a statement. And then they take the jerseys off, and then they play ball. Fucking niggas. That's not, see, if you know what a real man, let me tell you what I would have done, man. If I was an NBA player, I would have said, listen, man, fuck this shit. I ain't playing. That's simple. You should have made them pay in their pocket. You should have made them pay in their pocket. That's what you should have did. But y'all chose y'all dream of winning a championship over your testicular fortitude. Meaning your manly courage.
Which is still idolatry, man, them niggas.
Yeah.
They chasing after that golden.
Yeah.
And Jake got something about that gold, man. That golden molten image, man. Which ain't nothing but that basketball shit. That is nothing but nothing golden image, man.
Like
holding up, praising, and it ain't nothing but a golden. You know, when Jordan won the first championship, when LeBron won it, crying like, you know, about a bunch of piece of gold. It probably not even a real gold, man. You know?
Like
tungsten.
Like Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, you know, he's doing what he's doing, but if he was really real, he'd say, you know what, fuck this shit. Fuck the NFL. But that goes to show you how Jake changed. Back in the 60s, they told Muhammad Ali, listen, man. You gonna fight. You gonna go to the war. He said, ain't no Viet Cong call me nigga. He could have either faced 5 years in prison or be exiled from boxing. He could have fought either. They exiled him. He said, no, we gonna exile this nigga. 3.5 years in his prime, he was out of boxing. Couldn't make no money. They suspended his passport. He couldn't leave the country to fight to make no money, and he dealt with it. But Jake has changed.
Back in old hip hop, it was all about, you know, being a revolutionary, you know, fighting for your rights. Now it's all about love.
With pink toenail polish.
And popping mollies and being on ecstasy pills and Percocets.
Have a belt on with your pants hanging off your ass.
Just being a bunch of demons, man. You know?
So it says, my son thought of going up. He stooped down. He couches as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Yes, but who shall rouse you up? The Most High is going to rouse you up. So y'all was a young lion at one time during the 60s. Like we had Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali, Stokely Carmichael, and the Black Panthers. At one time, Jake was like a young lion. They was ready to go to pounce upon a prey. That was called the countercultural movement of the 1960s, where everybody was going against the government. That's how Jake was at that time. But now Jake is like an old lion. Now Jake sees injustice going on throughout the country, going on throughout the world to their people, and they turn a blind eye to it, the same way an old lion that lacks strength and ferocity turns a blind eye to his prey. Go ahead.
Right, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Yeah, because Judah's the head tribe. Go ahead.
Until Shiloh come.
Let's go into Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
And unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
And all the people gonna gather under Yahweh Shah, which is the Messiah. For the Lord ignorantly called Jesus Christ, the so-called black man. Go ahead.
I got something. Because we're talking about Jake leaders. I got something. Right? Because you saying, brother, we're going into brother saying they were more stronger back in the day in the 60s and 70s. Still sellouts, but at least they would come at, you know, Muhammad Ali did something bad back then, man. Like really put his money where his mouth is and sacrifice his life for what he believed, you know? Anyway, you don't got Jake's is not like that today. So here's the proof. Jeremiah chapter 14 verse 1 points into the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dirt. It says, Judah mourneth and the gates thereof languish.
Right, Judah is mourning and the gates thereof languish. So Israel, the tribe of Judah, is mourning. They're mourning right now. They're mourning because of the condition at the end. Unemployment rates, sky high, living in poverty, neighborhoods being gentrified, rent going up, the cost of living going up in neighborhoods you've been living in for decades, and you got to move out and move to another ghetto. You relocate to another ghetto. Misrepresentations of their people in the media, showing them stupid, lazy, ignorant, being locked up, railroaded by the prison system, being locked up for acts that you didn't commit. Go ahead. So Jake is mourning because of those things. Go on.
That's a lot. Right. It says, Judah mourneth and the gates thereof languish.
Yeah, the gates is talking about what? The leaders. Because in the ancient world, you had gates that surrounded the city. And when you go into that city, there'll be the leader. When you go to the gate of that city, the leaders will ask you, what is your business? What is your business for coming into the particular city? If you ever watch any medieval ancient movie, you'll see that. So with that being said, when it says the gates languish, it's talking about what? Look at that word language. It says the gates of languish. So that's talking about what? The leaders of our people. The leaders of our people are languishing, man. Let's look at that word language.
I got a precept on the gates. It says, right, it says, Judah mourneth in the gates thereof languish, right? And the brother was going into the gates, which represents the leadership of the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And they damn sure ain't no Al Sharpton or Jay-Z or those aren't your leaders, man. They ain't nothing but Judah's goats, man. All right? Here's the proof that what gates mean, right? Isaiah 56 verse 10, it says, his watchmen are blind, right? Which is talking about who's watchmen. The watchmen are supposed to be the prophets, all right? But they're blind, okay? Or basically, watchmen are supposed to be the leaders, right? But the Most High is saying they're blind, okay? You have none.
They're watchmen that don't see nothing.
That don't see nothing, exactly. All right? It says his watchmen.
That's like a blonde seeing eye dog. What are you gonna do with that?
It says his watchmen are blind. And that's beautiful, man. It's just straight to the point because the watchman really means literally to watch. A watchman means a lot. It's two words, but it means a lot. To see all the prophecies, to see the comeback of the Lord, to watch for the signs of the comeback of the Lord, man. So it says, which represents the leadership, the prophets. The watchmen are blind, they're all ignorant. Not only are they blind, but they don't know nothing. So you got Reverend Jackass, Reverend whatever their name, Pork Chop, Reverend Al Sharpton. They're not your watchmen, they're blind, but also they're ignorant, man. They don't know nothing. They don't know who they are. If they know who they are, they're not telling you where you're from. You know, I bet they know about the nation of Israel. They heard about it before, but they're not going to want to talk about it. They're not going to bring it to the nation of Israel, to the people, to wake you up. Yeah, they lose all their grease juice, hair grease juice. All right, or their goodies. All right. It says his watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark.
Yeah, when you're dumb, that means you can't speak. You're a dumb dog. A dumb dog can't bark. A dumb dog can't bark to warn you of pending destruction, danger. There's no use to having a dog if the dog can't bark. If the dog is going to alarm you when there's an intruder, that's our people. Esau, the so-called white man, rest of the nations are intruders. They're intruding on our tranquility, on our peace, coming into our areas and making it worse for us. And the so-called leaders see that, but they don't bark, they don't warn you. You know, coming to the ghettos and taking it over. Al Sharpton don't say nothing about that. They don't say nothing about them bringing the drugs to the neighborhood. Al Charlatan, Al Sharpton.
And that's a damn shame. How long has Al Sharpton or Reverend Jesse Jackson have been your leaders, man? For 40 years? And do nothing? I mean, you got none. I mean, today's leaders are what? Jay-Z and Lil Wayne? Yeah. Or 50 Cent or Nicki Minaj? You know, they ain't number leaders to do highly demonic things, man, to be totally off. They're leading you into the ways of this world, man, and plain. It says, and keep in mind, this is the Most High calling you dumb dogs, man.